Hello everyone, this is Nikki and I am a tarot reader, and many people who've never had a reading before have asked me what the readings are like when I do a reading. So I thought I'd make this video to show kind of an example of, this is a very large spread. This would give someone quite a bit of information. So this is an extended reading. I also have, in something like a reading like this, I can show you an example of what a smaller reading would be, because in this particular reading I have laid out many topics. So this is just one of my decks. This was my actual first deck. I loved this little deck. It was called the Aquatic Tarot, and I'm going to be using this as an example today, just to show you one of the cards. This is the High Priestess, as you can see, and the cards are very subtle. I was very attracted to this particular Rider-Waite example as my first deck. I wanted soft images, something that felt a little bit more feminine and gentle. So I'm going to be using that today, and I'm going to go ahead and put that card on my first indicator, and I'll get back to that. But let me cover just kind of some of the tools that I use. These are my pouches right here where I have pulled these two decks from them. This is a animal spirit deck, and this is just my typical Rider-Waite tarot deck that I'm going to use in this reading. And I have just several decks. I have them encased in leather pouches that I've made, and I will typically set the stage for a reading by placing crystals or candles, my various tools, lighting some incense. And then I have my tools that I use in the reading. For example, these are my 4 rune pouches. The runes add an extra depth and flavor to my readings. I love to use my runes because they just seem to say something a little bit different than the tarot. So even on a small reading, I might use my runes. And one of the things that is different maybe than what you might have seen in other readers is that I tend to set the stage, I get into my spiritual space, but then I will choose the deck and the runes based on the energies that I'm feeling, my connection with the client. It can be long distance. I do not need a client to be in my presence to feel their energy. I also do, besides rune readings, I do meditations for clients for healing. I also am a medium. So when I go into a meditation, which usually lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, I read as I see the images during the meditation. Which is again a little bit different, kind of like an Edgar Cayce, where when he was called the Sleeping Prophet, and he would go into a meditation and do healing and health readings for clients. I'm not as in-depth as Edgar Cayce. I don't have a direct connection that I'm aware of at this point with Atlantis or a particular spirit guide. My guides are in general and I pretty much use a direct connection to source. So I just read what I see, and I do the same with the cards. So with the runes, this is just because I really enjoy my runes. I have the 4 elements, which I also have in my tarot decks. This is water, earth, air, and fire. So based on the client who I'm reading for, if they're really an emotional person, or if they're especially looking for emotionally connected answers, then I will go ahead and pull the water sign or water symbol runes so that I can pull an extra sense of emotions into the reading by allowing my water runes to highlight the information in the cards. I also pull crystals, and this is my crystals deck. I have a large bag full of many crystals, and so oftentimes I will choose some crystals, and I'll just lay some out here. And then I'll place them on the cards, between the cards, near the cards. I will follow spirit. So if spirit is telling me there's a card that I lay and then I need to go ahead and place a rune or a stone, either way, I will go ahead and follow spirit and do that. So say, for example, I've had a card and I feel that I need to go ahead and pull a crystal. Here's my banded amethyst. So it's got both the purple and the clear, so that it would be indicating to me that this is especially maybe a spiritually connected issue, or that something I need to pay attention to in the reading might be related to the higher energies, or seeing it from a completely unique point of view that is maybe in your creative energies, because the stone that came up for you would be the higher chakra stone. So, so I utilize a lot of different things in my readings. One of my favorite tools that I use right now, and I'll come over here, is my placement cards. This is something I created kind of based on, I was inspired by some other folks who have done similar things in decks. So I kind of combined some information. I use these especially to help to lay out larger readings, or readings where a client has a specific question. Oftentimes I really just love to let the cards speak and just walk themselves out in the deck, but this is really helpful for my clients, so I use it a lot because, again, as you can kind of see where I have placed the cards, and I'll go over that in a moment, to lay out, I can choose the different types of areas for the reading. So, for example, this is my topic section of cards. I have selected, these are just indicators. These I'm going to lay my tarot cards on top of so that I could say, okay, well, this is the client's goal. So these are the different topics, and I'll show you that in more depth when I show you the reading. And then I have characters. So, for example, if you wanted to know about others, or we want to know how does the group influence a particular topic. So we have that, and then we have timing cards. So, you know, what do you need to let go of in the future? Or timing what you cannot change. These types of things, again, help my clients to say, okay, so this is what we're going forward with. So this is what you need to pay attention to as far as the timing goes, and how you need to go about doing the information that's given in the readings. I do apologize if you can hear my cat. And also we have influences. These are really, really important in the readings because they will show you the different outlying things that are highlighting the information in the reading. So it could be something that's hidden influence, or it could be a past influence, or something, a con that is not working for you, or something you want to avoid, or the pros that are working for you. So I really, the influence cards are really great. And then, of course, the outcome cards. So we have, this is your answer. This is the result that you would gain. Try this at another time. So again, I've put these together for a tool, and I really enjoy using them. So I will show you an example of how that works in the reading. So I have pulled my spirit cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay one card here. I like to do the spirit cards. This is just, it's an oracle deck by an artist I found on eBay. She did a wonderful job on the deck, and I love to just do one oracle, spirit oracle, animal oracle card for the reading, because again, it usually almost highlights the entire reading, so we can say, wow, okay, this is what the spirit animal is saying to you as well. So I love having an animal in the reading. It just seems to ground the reading and give like that one little bit of inspiration at the very kind of close of a reading. So I love to pull one of those, and I do those for myself daily. And so we've got our tarot deck over here. So what I'm just going to do the one card. I'm not going to go through an entire reading to show you this, but as you can see, I have the character as you laid out, and we pulled the first card on the deck. Some people call this the significator card. Again, I let the cards read for the client, but every reading is different. Every reading has its own feeling, flair, and it's going to be based on you and what you need, because we draw to us the energies of what we need to show us more about our life and ourselves in the scheme of the universe. So this particular card, the character is you. And so I'm saying, okay, well, this is the High Priestess. And so right now, the character in this reading would be going through kind of trying to learn, trying to advance her knowledge, trying to understand the balance of things in her life. And so she wants to come to a deeper understanding of things. And so this is a wonderful card for that. So I like to surround the indicator card, the person who the reading is about, with the questions and the information about what is going on in that person's life. And so we've got several topics, and I've got right here, so I would place a card on here that might show the influence and the environmental surroundings around this person right now. So we might get a card that might say, well, I'll go ahead and pull a card. Okay, we've got the Nine of Wands. So we're seeing already that the influence of this person, they have been through a battle, they're on guard, and right now it could even be the situation around them. Maybe they've had other people in their life that have been having a lot of difficulties. We don't know if this is this person yet, or we just know that what's around them right now as a difficult situation that they've been through. It's nearing the end, but there's some protectiveness involved here because we don't, until the reading shows us, we don't know all the details other than this person's been through something, or there's somebody surrounding this person that has been through something. Okay, so as we go through that, I might go to the topic, overall topic of this particular client's situation and their present moment timing. So what's happening right now, and what's the root or the cause of this particular situation or the issue. So these three cards would be read together. I would lay cards in the slots. I would highlight the information in the cards and how they're related to each other and how they're related to the character and this particular surrounding environment. So this is just going to be an overall card for the entire reading, as well as obviously the person, but we might talk about that topic as its own issue. Then we've got down here, and I keep the topic cards around the client. So down here we've got the topic of health or your body. It could be you're having body image issues. You could be having some health issues. So I might, if you're asking in the reading about that, or you'd like to just have a general reading where you want to cover everything, this would kind of highlight what's going on in the person's body and health. And so I've placed a couple of cards here that would really add information about this health. So what might be the underlying influences? So if we have a card here that is, say, for example, the King of Cups, and he's Mr. Happy sitting on a throne, and he's, he seemed to be in charge of his emotional kingdom, but for example, it might also turn up upside down. So that might say, wow, okay, so part of your health issues are that you're really having some challenges emotionally, and it's really affecting your health. So what can help, or who can help? This might come up as a card for a person, or it could come up with a card with some information about what this person needs to do to help their body situation or their health situation. Okay, so then we've got, I meant to do this too, but again, everything always works out as it is. So I've got hopes and fears up here at the top. Again, oftentimes when we come for a reading, we might be really wanting something to show up in the cards, or we might be really feeling some really yucky feelings or things that we're really afraid of, and that's going to show up right here. So hopes and fears. Sometimes it can be one card and you can use both hopes and fears, but I like to use this because, again, this is causing some influence in this person's life. And if we want to go ahead and give you the best advice possible from the cards, we want to see the details of what is going on in that person's life. So we've got down here, let's go with our next topic, which is finances. Oh gosh, who doesn't want to know how their finances are? So we've got the topic is finances. We've got what is going to inspire this person to help them with their finances. And then we've got what you need to do. Take action. So oftentimes with our finances, we really do need to have some general advice on a direction that we need to go in so that we can improve our situation. Or say, for example, on the other end, someone's got an overabundance and they have got too much money, which wouldn't that be great? But they were like, well, I don't know what to do with this. So, well, what's your inspiration? What is it that's going to fuel you so you know what to do with this finances? So maybe you've been given an inheritance and you want to know, well, what do I need to do with it? Who can I really trust this with? Do I need to invest it? Do I need to give it to a charity? And so then this would tell that person what to do with their finances. And here we go. Here we go again. So on this lower section, I've got the person, and then I've got maybe their boundaries. And again, depending on where I go with the reading, this might be earlier in the reading, or this might be right here because our topic down here is love. So oftentimes clients will call for a reading or message me for a reading, and they want to know, how is love going to affect my life? Is there love in my future? So oftentimes if we don't have it now, then there is some sort of boundary that may be getting in our way. So we want to know what that is for that person, and we want to know, what is the love card going to show for us? And then we want to know, is there a person involved? So this is a character. So is there a guy or gal in your future? Is there somebody in your immediate environment already that you need to look at? Or is there some person that shows up as a character here that you might want to say, wow, this person is this type of person. So you need to be on the lookout for this type of personality because he's showing up in your readings. And then we want to know, well, how do we blend that? How do we find the love, deal with our limits, recognize this person, and then how do we pull it together? How do we blend or unite the energies in our life so that we can actually develop or have that relationship work within that aspect of our life? And then what is the future timing going to look like? Wow, of course we want to know that. Like, okay, well, if I get involved with this person, what is it going to look like? What kind of life will we have? And that would show up right here. Okay, so overall we've got a pretty basic highlight of what a extended reading might look like, and lots of information that we can get from the tarot cards. And then of course we have our conclusions over here. So we've got an outcome of a lesson or experience. We want to know, wow, what am I going to get from my life? What is it that I'm really learning right now, and what kind of impact is it going to have on me, so that I know, again, with knowledge comes power, so you can move forward and say, gosh, I really know now that there's all these influences that showed up in my reading. I keep seeing, there's this and this and this. So the lesson for me is this. The overall lesson is going to be this. And then your advice might be this, and what your priority number 1 and number 2 might be, so that you can really, really take this information and go forward in your life so that you can bring your finances into balance. You can, allow the current situation to show you the lesson that's over here. And you can, deal with your health. You can, find the love and the relationship status that you'd like to have, balance your finances. Okay, so and then that would be a typical reading. And so then I love to pull my last card, and then I just pull this one because it drew me as the eagle, and I just love this illumination. And then it has some wonderful advice here for the reading for the client. So I just love her cards. So thank you for that. And so then I would just give this recording to the client, give them a YouTube, or give them a link, a private link to an internet link to this for them that only they can access, or anyone who they give the link to can access that. And so that is what a reading by myself would look like. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video. And again, I am Nikki, and I will post a link to my webpage and some other examples of information. I like to share information on my webpage and where you can find me. I'm also on Facebook, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.